Welcome to Game Master Monday, the podcast that plays a new one-shot in a new system with a new cast every episode. This week we are playing Heartbearers by Whimsy Machine Media. Today, all of our players are in pairs, so let me introduce you to our first team. Taz, who are you? Who are you playing?
Hi, I'm Taz, she, they, and I'm playing Irena, she, her.
And you are paired with Tek. Who are you playing?
Hey, what's up, everybody? I am playing Achles, and his pronouns are he, him.
Marvelous. Our next team, Rosie, who are you playing?
Hi, my name is Rosalie. Please feel free to use any nickname shortened version thereof. I use she, her pronouns, and I am playing Birdie, who also uses she, her pronouns.
And you are paired with Fish. Who are you playing?
Hello, I'm Fish. I go by they, she pronouns, and I'm playing Raven, who also goes by they, she pronouns.
Marvelous. On, who are you? Who are you playing?
Yeah, my name is also known as Aundawyn. My pronouns are she, they. My character's name is Basil, and going by she, her pronouns.
And you are paired with Mika. Who are you and who are you playing?
Hi, I'm Mika. I do things. My pronouns are he, him, and I am playing Lemonade, whose pronouns are they, him.
Fantastic. Let me tell you what the game we're playing here today. Heartbearers is a game where two players play one unit, one a bearer and one a weapon. Together they will use their powers to resolve conflicts and forge beautiful friendships. We'll get into the mechanics of all that later, but for now, are you all excited?
Grant, you ask this every time,
Yes.
and the answer is never no.
Yes.
A cacophony of yeses and Rosie ranting at me, just as I would expect in any recording for Game Master Monday.
Think back 34 years, newborn, gorgeous set of hair. Born ready.
Born ready. I love it. Without further ado, let's begin the adventure. Long ago, weapons realized that their bearers can get really hurt in battle. So culture shifted. The goal of combat changed to skillfully clash weapons, not harm bearers. Two weapons going head-to-head can show off their magic, abilities, and legends. Colors burst, sparks fly, it's intense. Meanwhile, the bearers engage in conversation. Bearers all want very different things, but the unspoken and perhaps unknown goal is to become friends. All true fighters battle in order to earn each other's respect and form a powerful bond. We open in this world, a gentler but no less fantastical world where legends of a mythical blade permeate through all of history. HEARTSCALIBER, a sword rumored to patch the wounds of the soul, mend the broken fences of friendship, and restore hearts broken. Only a truly legendary and capable bearer alongside their weapon could ever hope to find it, let alone wield it. But today, 3 legendary heroes and their fabled weapons will have their chance. Weapon characters, so that's going to be Tek, Fish, and Mika. Could you all very quickly just roll a d12 for me if you have one handy? We're going to go in order here for our introductions. Tek, you are the fabled weapon. How do you and your bearer discover HEARTSCALIBER?
So I, myself, Achles, my weapon, or what I look like, I am a long black shaft connected to a silver chain. A decorative censer, kind of like you would see swinging in churches. But when you look at the actual censer itself, it usually sends by eye contact, sends kind of like a ring and mist will pour out. The weapon was mostly used for soothing those that were dying, so they were hung in rooms, or I was hung in a room for people that were passing for soothing purposes. One day, a teenager comes in to a room looking specifically for this censer, as they knew that it could give those soothing properties and their family would need them soon. I'm picked up and I'm walked to a little village house. And as we make it there, there's one sentence that is said that connects this weapon and bearer. Let them go in peace. And I am hung on a wall in a room with a family that is slowly passing. And as I watch the love that Irena is pouring over her family, I realize that this person may need me a little bit longer, a little bit more than I thought. So, from then on, we stuck together.
Which is going to bring me right over to Irena, the bearer of this weapon, the bearer of Achles. You've likely had this weapon for a while. What have your journeys been like?
Yeah, Achles and I have been together for about 10 years now. After he helped me bring my family peace after they were unfortunately met with the plague, I decided that I wanted to bring that peace to other families all over the world. So we traveled together to villages far and wide to enter the homes of people who were sick and ill and dying, to give them one last moment of comfort, to properly say goodbye to their families. So that's what we've been doing.
I adore that. If I may give you a little piece of how you may have happened upon this weapon. You said you've been traveling together for 10 years, bringing peace to these families who may be ill or losing loved ones, just bringing peace throughout the land. Your exploits have become known. Your visitations, while bittersweet, tend to end more sweet than bitter. And perhaps there was a home you visited of this kindly family, lost an elder to the home, and they give you this map. And as you read the map, you learn of the fabled sword, HEARTSCALIBER, and they tell you all about its history, its backstory, how the family's been searching for it for eons, but no one has been able to carry the purity of heart it requires to truly locate its resting place. But they feel that Irena and Achles may be the duo who will be able to do it. Do you take up the challenge?
Absolutely.
And what do you say to each other when you do?
So, do you think we could do this?
We've been doing good for so long, but with this we could do great.
Maybe we can get rid of some of those harder nights for you.
I'm in if you're in.
Swing me your way.
I love Swing Me Your Way. Are you kidding me? It's so good. So off you go off to lands unknown to find a sword that hopefully exists. But while you do so, we travel back again into the past, and we see the legendary weapon, Lemonade. Lemonade, how do you and your bearer, Basil, happen upon the myth of HEARTSCALIBER? What was the plot hook you have chosen to explain your dynamic?
So first I want to say, the past month or two I've been talking about how I want to tell more sad stories after being on the heart as a dungeon, you know? And then I came up with this. So we chose the plot hook of bonding.
Excellent.
And so, you know, in our little flashback, because we already do the doodle we sit around a campfire. I, Lemonade, am a grenade, or rather, a grenade holder filled with grenades shaped like a lemonade.
Bandolier.
Yes. And so, together, we have just befriended a dragon named Luis. And you see, despite my hot temper, one of my keywords is boiling, I do still enjoy friendship, and I think this is something that we're talking about around the fire as I open up about how I've never really had friends before. And I think this bonding, the power of friendship, leads to the heavens opening up and a celestial being telling us about the location of HEARTSCALIBER.
That's so good. Basil, you are here. The heavens have opened up. There's a dragon named Louise next to you. Tell us about Basil. What do you even possibly say in this moment?
Yeah, so just a bit of like lore.
That's what we're here for.
I was trying to come up with a name for my character, and so I was researching cocktails to see what ingredients work best with lemons, and basil was my favorite, so I picked basil so we would match a little bit. But Basil is sitting there by probably the fire that Louise made for them. It's probably white hot, and in the reflection of this celestial light, Basil is this tall, lanky thing and has this really long, flowy, dark green hair that is tied to the side in a cute little braid, and has a lot of pockets for extra grenades. So then there's no shortage. Bandoliers clearly are her favorite, but you gotta have extras. And when this light of celestial being comes down, I don't think she's got any words and just has like her mouth open, just like, what?
You are given the task, the holy mission, if you will, to locate HEARTSCALIBER. I'm gonna give you a brief moment. Let's say you're on the journey. Maybe it just began. You're on your way. What do you say to each other in regards to this sword?
I just want you to know that, God, this is so stupid.
Nothing is stupid. We've talked about this. Everything is okay.
No, it's dumb. Just like, even if we
Okay.
don't get HEARTSCALIBER, just like, I value your friendship or whatever.
Sorry, I didn't hear that. You were mumbling.
Hmm?
Again.
I said take a left at the fork.
Yeah, that's definitely what that was.
I know we're not at a fork right now, but when we get to a fork, take a left. Always go left.
Okay. Never
Yeah.
choose the right?
No, you're my best friend.
Okay,
you're,
we'll
you're
take
my
a
best friend
left.
or whatever. Yeah, left.
Aw.
If there's a bird there, you give it something shiny.
Okay, so
Always
I
make friends with the birds.
have been collecting all of the pins from the grenades. Do you think they'll accept a shiny yellow pin?
Yes.
Sweet! And she's just like has like her hands go into like fists and she starts shaking with excitement. Okay.
And remember to say the customary ka.
Caw. Okay, Caw, go left. We're best friends forever. Okay.
What? Who said that?
I love
didn't
this.
say that.
Yes, you did. You totally did.
Ugh, friendship, gross. Feelings, emotions. I'm grenades. That's all I need in life.
Do you so I want to run something past you real quick. So I've been thinking
Okay.
about like taglines for like
Yeah.
what we can say like when we're in
Yeah.
like a friendship battle, you know?
Mhm. Not a thing.
It's totally a thing because we're gonna make it a thing.
Oh no, you're right. We just had a friendship out with Louise. I forgot.
We did, and I love
We're
Louise.
friends with the dragon. Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
Mhm.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what?
Mhm.
I'm gonna make you wait.
Oh, I don't like waiting. I tend to. I've got like a 10-second timer before I explode, so like waiting isn't. It's about how long I can wait for things.
Well, you know what? Too bad.
Oh, okay.
Too bad.
No, that's fine.
indeed. We drift from this scene to probably best friends if they get real into it, walking down the path. Very different journey for everybody. And finally, we find ourselves in a long forgotten cave. And this is where we see the legendary weapon Raven, as played by Fish. Fish, who is Raven? What do we see? How'd you get here?
So we look at this cave, this dingy, dark cave with like a couple of pieces of gold strewn about and a single scythe laying on the floor. And we watch as time kind of rewinds back years and years and years and years to a point where the cave was full of a very vast and illustrious treasure hoard of some kind. Just lots of fancy weaponry and items of wealth just in piles in just across the cave floor. And we kind of watch this time lapse as the pile of wealth diminishes slowly and slowly, and the caliber of adventurers and visitors and wielders that starts to appear diminishes less and less and less and less and less. And we finally catch back up to modern day, and we realize the scythe wasn't there in the first place. The scythe was left there as someone had come in and found what they perceived to be a better weapon and left their weapon on the floor. This scythe is very long, black. It's got a very sleek handle. The blade is huge. It's got a little skull on the back, and that is Raven. Raven was then. We wait a little bit longer, and we watch as a very pink girl walks into the room and sees this very lonely weapon and picks them up and dusts them off and carries them away. And that's how Raven met Birdie. Raven was abandoned and alone and kind of left for time to forget. And then Birdie found them and dusted them off. And now they're best friends. Although Raven will never admit that. And now they just kind of explore together to just experience what it's like to be in each other's company in a way that Raven feels like they never have before, because their previous owner didn't value them enough to keep them around.
Birdie never went out intending to become a wielder of a legendary weapon or anything like that. Birdie was just spelunking a cave. And this, apparently, I've decided in my brain that this cave is one of Luis the Dragon's former residences, and she left some hoard behind. Over the years, as it got cleared out by various adventurers, it's just become a little bit of a tourist spot for people who like to, go cave diving and that sort of thing. And she found Raven and took them home, polished off some rust, and tied a big orange bow around Raven's handle. If I'm going to be traveling throughout the world, may as well look cute while I'm doing it and have something to defend myself with. She's got this floofy blonde hair, and Raven woke up from her slumber one day, shortly after.
Woke up to find that they had a giant orange bow that they will now protect with their lives.
We didn't travel throughout intending to do legendary things, but just consequently kept finding ourselves in situations where we could do some good. And why wouldn't we?
The One Piece formula. How do you happen upon the legend of HEARTSCALIBER, Raven?
Well, our main goal is to just learn and see as much of the world as we can, and kind of along our travels we hear tales and legends of HEARTSCALIBER.
So the story is that they heal, if somebody finds it, they can heal the hearts of people, right?
I suppose.
And
Raven kind of brushes her hair in front of her face.
Well, we don't really need a legendary sword or something to do that. We've been doing that this whole time, right?
But what if they're lonely?
Exactly.
Okay, let's go. Raven just kind of stands there, reminiscing in how happy they are that they're on the same page as Birdie. Birdie gets them, but Raven does not want to admit that they will protect this person with their life.
Our three heroes and their fabled weapons arrive in a lush open field with a single sword standing up hilt first in a stone, a beautiful ornate marble stone. You will very quickly see that HEARTSCALIBER is a vibrating, glowing neon pink weapon that has no point. Two separate blades connecting in the middle and tilting down in the shape of a classic heart, if you will. The edges are not sharp. This would be decoration in any other context, but this is the glowing fabled weapon of HEARTSCALIBER. And wouldn't you know it, 3 legendary bearers arriving in the same lush open field all at the same time. All of you immediately recognizing that only one duo is going to be able to walk away from this situation wielding HEARTSCALIBER, but you might be able to gain at least 5 more friends if you play your cards right.
As Achles and Irena see the HEARTSCALIBER ahead of them, you see a dark-haired woman in her late 20s with sleepless brown eyes and a determined look on her face. She's dressed in layers and layers of multicolored skirts, under dresses, under robes. From the edges of her robes, coins wrapped in thread hang like tassels, so you can hear her coming as they billow in the wind. Her hair is mostly pulled under a harlequin headscarf, but curls poke through aimlessly. She wears a necklace of twine fastened to several dropper bottles filled with tinctures, and from her belt openly hangs a white leather mask with glass eyes and a long beak. In her right hand, she grips the long black handle connected to the decorative censer, Achles, and they ride in on their steed Onyx. When they see the HEARTSCALIBER ahead of them, she looks down at Achles and says, "We made it, but I think we have company."
Is that a fucking grenade? No, I'm not seeing this right. Move your cloak a little bit. Maybe I'm not seeing this properly. Nope, that's a grenade.
Hey, Achles, can you put a grenade to sleep?
No.
Oh, okay. It's never come up before.
No. I mean, I love attempting the impossible, but I mean, I'm mostly here for soothing and poisoning, so I can attempt to put him to sleep, but it might be better to just let him explode.
Like it's either him or us.
Okay.
You ever had your best friend look at you and go, well, one of us has to die, man?
The anxious little bean. I love him so much.
It's like, well, if there's anything that I could say about this is whether or not I make it, I know you're going to come out on top. Just stay away from the ones that explode. And I think we got this.
Let's go.
Basil and Lemonade, you arrive to the field. You see a long staff kind of quivering in anticipation of you. How do you react to the battlefield you see before you? 2 other bearers and their weapons.
Oh my gosh, everybody's weapons are so cute.
There's too many people. I'm gonna need to go recharge my social battery.
I know, and Basil's gonna take her cloak and wrap her body in it so it covers the bandolier and the grenades, and opens it up slightly to talk into her cloak. How is that? Is that any better?
Yeah, just give me 3 minutes and I'll be good to go.
Okay. And
Yeah.
she looks up at everybody and says, "Sorry, Lemon's a bit anxious at the moment.
No, you don't have to tell them that. They don't need to know.
It's fine. One of them is shaking. So they're just gonna cover him for a minute, just so the anxiety goes down. But hi, I'm Basil. What's up? Hi."
I love Basil. Which brings me to Birdie and Raven. Raven, how do you react to seeing the field before you, one of whom saying hi?
The first feeling that Raven has is just suspicion. The only other wielder they've had left them to rot in a cave, so they're pretty sus of basically anybody, and especially since kind of Raven's motivation for finding HEARTSCALIBER was to give them company. They're basic. You feel the judgment of the scythe. The scythe is squinting at you.
Basil's gonna like squint back, but like super playfully.
Raven is this like, it's like a massive blade with like a skull on the back.
Definitely bigger than Birdie.
Yeah, like way big, like the blade is like way above Birdie's head. It's just huge, but there's just an air of judgment coming off the side.
I'm Birdie. This is Raven. What you said? Lemon is their name?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Is it multiple? Is each grenade its own? Do they have multiple names or?
No, just Lemon.
They're all Lemon.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Basil kind of like flashes the grenades and then covers again. See, there's so many.
I'm like a tree, I guess, and the grenades are my fruit.
Yeah.
Judginess intensifies. I don't know, it's like you know how in like the Spider-Verse stuff, how there's like the like little like wiggles in the air as they have feelings and whatnot. That's the energy coming off. Raven is just like biting their lip and going like and then just kind of like whispers to Birdie that they're certainly a cast of characters.
All the layered skirts and stuff are really pretty. That the other one is wearing, right?
Yeah, they all have. At least no one stole my aesthetic. And then, like the like bow kind of falls to the side as if they flipped their hair, metaphorically.
Irena's gonna look at Achles and say, "They're all kind of smiling and saying hi to each other. Maybe if we just tell them why we want the sword, they'll give it to us."
I like that you want that to happen. Let's go with that. Let's see what happens.
Hi everyone, I'm Irena, and she jumps off of her horse and starts like happily walking towards them.
Hi.
Bye, Onyx.
Suspicious judgment angles towards you.
Hi.
I get off my horse and I start walking towards the HEARTSCALIBER, and I look around, introduce myself to everyone, slowly walking towards the sword, not stopping, starting to reach my hand out. Oh my gosh, grenades, they look so lemony.
Basil's gonna reach her hand over too, like, why are we doing this? You're doing it, so I'm gonna do it.
Well, we were all here to get HEARTSCALIBER, right? Why do you want HEARTSCALIBER?
Also reaching towards the hilt.
I don't know, Lemon just told me to do it.
Oh! Your weapon wants you to have another weapon. That's really interesting.
Yeah.
A holy messenger sent us. It's called polyamory.
Yeah.
Wait, no, this is friendship, not romance. You can have more than one friend.
Yes. We feel like what the world needs is more friendship. I'm continuing to reach my hand. I'm almost there at this point. And I think we can be the ones to provide that.
That's so cool. Basil reaches and is like staring you dead in the eyes.
Having more friends doesn't mean better friends, though.
Basil's gonna accidentally grab Irina's hand instead of the blade. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Oh.
As she grabs my hand, I just thrust it downwards towards the HEARTSCALIBER.
Yo,
yeah.
this is cute.
We're on a holy mission. Just grab it. It's okay.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, we're on a holy mission.
I feel like we'll disappoint Luis if we don't get HEARTSCALIBER.
Oh, I don't want to do that. Luis could set me on fire.
Birdie, do you grab the weapon?
Oh, absolutely. When they were accidentally grabbing each other's hands, I was going under.
So it seems like we're all grabbing this at the same time.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
The sword vibrates in your hand, a huge energy of love and friendship, greater than you've ever felt before, pushes and radiates against you. You kind of go triangle formation in various stances, and we launch into the combat of Heartbearers. To start off, I need Achles, Lemonade, and Raven to roll 2d12. Tell me both numbers.
An 11 and a 12.
An 11 and a 12.
Oh, I got a 10 and a 12.
10 and a 12. Achles will get a 12. Irena will get 10.
I got 2 9s.
2 9s. Nice and easy.
We are in sync, baby.
The way the weapons and bearers will do battle in this game, the higher number goes to the weapon, the lower number goes to the bearer. This will be your point allotment for the game. Every action you wish to take will cost points to do so. So let me just kind of go walking through what we're trying to accomplish here. You are earning various points throughout the game, and whoever ends up with the most will wield HEARTSCALIBER, although keep in mind your secret mission from earlier, because having the most points can sometimes alienate potential friends. So you're trying to earn the most points while also trying to keep your point totals as close to the other characters as possible. So, Achles, you get to be the guinea pig. What is your first move?
I am going to use 2 points to cast magic.
Excellent. And who do you want to attack with your magic powers?
I already made a plan with this, so I'm not going towards the bandolier. I'm gonna look over and, well, not look over, but like kind of wave over, and as I do so, I would like to kind of, best way to put this, you notice that the actual sensor opens up, like expands, like they're a bunch of puzzle pieces. And as it slams together, there's a mixture of sparks and black mist that just fly towards Raven. As that happens, I'm gonna be like, I like your bow.
Okay, so Raven, you're going to gain +1 respect towards this this weapon attacking you, unless you have a keyword that you think can negotiate against it.
I kind of think Rift works here, actually.
How would you do that?
So as Birdie is kind of wielding Raven, where the tip of the blade is, kind of slices through the space in between Achles and Raven, and the space literally opens up to swallow whatever has been thrown their way before the space like stitches back together.
I don't like your bow now.
You don't have to like it.
Raven refuses the respect, which brings us to Lemonade.
Okay, I think I'm gonna spend 3 points for signature burst.
Off the bat, okay. A signature burst. Who will be the recipient of this burst?
I feel like Achles. So we're just gonna go in like a little triangle, and so what happens is I tell Basil, like, throw a bunch of me. Let's do this.
Oh, it's not gonna kill anyone, is it?
No.
Okay, we can do
Literally
it.
no.
Okay, we can do this. Okay.
It's all about friendship.
Okay. Should I use my tagline now?
Yes.
Basil takes like 3 of the grenades in one hand, and each finger has a pin, pulls them all together, gets ready to throw, and says, "I'm the bearer of bad news, and this lemon is sour." And she throws the grenades.
Like, as it bursts, there's light, there are leaves, and then there are 3 giant lemon trees blocking Achles and Irena from Sword HEARTSCALIBER. And so these lovely fresh citrus smelling trees to soothe and encourage friendship, because in my world lemons encourage friendship.
I was also kidding, the lemons aren't sour, they're actually very sweet.
Irena and Achles, you are surrounded by lemon trees. And you gain a respect.
Yeah, I just look over and be like, trees, where did they come from? Why? Why are you giving me trees?
They came from the bubbly ones. They smell quite nice, but I think we need to figure out our way through this.
Yeah, no, that's gonna be making it through the trees. Is gonna be the easy part. The grenade threw trees at us.
This brings me to Basil, our first bearer character who'll be able to make a move.
Basil doesn't enjoy being glared at by Raven. And so I'm going to do banter to learn about your opponent's goals.
So you'll be bantering with Birdie then, because you're a bearer
bantering
character.
with Birdie. I was just like holding these pins from the grenades in her hand like rings. Hi, Birdie. Why doesn't your scythe like me?
Well, we don't know if you're gonna be, like, good or not. We have to find out if you're worthy of HEARTSCALIBER.
What if I just say I'm good?
Well, you have to prove it.
How? I just grew trees that smell pretty. Okay, well, I didn't do it. Lemon did it.
You're right, that was really cool.
Thanks. So what do you guys want to do with the sword?
Well,
Sorry. 1 second, let me read something, because this is actually an opening for me to introduce a mechanic that Grant didn't really talk about.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Oh my gosh.
well, because, like, I wanted to judge whether you were worthy of it, and you just did something really cool that honestly made you... I'm judging your worthiness here,
Aww.
and that's what I'm kind of here to do, because, like, if it was just us, we would just be here to, like, rescue HEARTSCALIBER and, like, take care of them and stuff, but, like, since you're here, I have to figure out if you're worthy of taking this. And so, each time an opponent's attack correlates to one of your goals, I get to mark an open circle for my sync.
Oh.
That's true.
And GM, would you say that qualifies?
If it matches your goal, what goal are you matching with?
Judging worthiness. I was able to judge their worthiness by watching them do this actually nice, productive thing that made the whole area smell quite pleasant, rather than going for destruction.
Then you can mark that as resolved if you wanted to learn that specific
Wonderful.
thing.
Well, no, I get to make an open circle now that I
You
can
have to make
resolve.
an open circle. Yes.
So, have we bothered to ask HEARTSCALIBER what they want?
Well, we can't get to HEARTSCALIBER now, because...
I gesture at the vibrating like force field to wait for this combat to resolve.
I think it's judging us, too.
What if we figure out how to get to it, and depending on its construction, we split it 3 ways and have a friendship sword peace necklace?
Birdie's brows furrow.
We could just share it. We don't have to split it. Oh my
Well,
god.
I mean, if that's what it wants, we can each have a piece. I just mean, like, if it has a gem, one person can have a gem.
Why do you want to break HEARTSCALIBER?
I'm still cooking with the idea.
I think that's the turn.
Yes.
That's the turn. Well, so bring me to Irena.
So while Basil and Birdie are having a conversation, I'm going to use a point to encourage my weapon.
Hell yeah. Love
We'll
that.
leave the lemon trees, and I will look at Achles and say, we know what they can do now, and we're getting an idea of what they want. I think I can keep my sights on the HEARTSCALIBER so we never lose what we want. And you swing me in any direction you need to go. And you got this.
It's like a mist starts pouring out and like circling your feet, kind of like a perfect little walkway for you to walk up to HEARTSCALIBER. It's like, thank you for the words. I have no words.
You
Well-
don't need words. I trust you, and you have your mist.
We're gonna need a lot of it. That thing still throws trees.
With that bearer move, Achilles, you get 1 more to your dice counter, so you go from 10 to 11. And we will go to Birdie next.
Okay, Achles. Was I able to hear what Achles was saying?
I'll leave it up to Irena. How loud do you think you were?
I feel like we were still leaving the lemon trees that surrounded us, so I think it depends on how well you think you would have been able to hear over the blowing leaves and falling
The
on it.
explosions, the forest, yeah. So they maybe like a private thing set in the woods. Maybe not.
Okay, cool. Okay, I think I'm still gonna go down the same route. I will send 1 point to banter as well, and I will banter at Irena. I guess we'll just continue the "why are you here" questioning.
Yeah,
And,
the
like-
point of banter is to learn about their goals so you can potentially resolve those for later to impact the point total. So, yeah, try and figure out those goals.
And like, what? You don't also want to break HEARTSCALIBER into 3 pieces, do you?
I don't want to break HEARTSCALIBER at all. I think that everyone deserves HEARTSCALIBER in its entirety.
Basil from the background just goes, yeah, you might be right about that. I'm sorry.
What can HEARTSCALIBER do for us? Yes, but what can we do for HEARTSCALIBER?
What we can do for HEARTSCALIBER is make sure that it's being used the way that it was meant to. Sitting in a field doing nothing, that's not what HEARTSCALIBER purpose is. Bringing it back to the people who need it. That is what we can do for the HEARTSCALIBER.
Raven, why do these people think that weapon, like, being used should be the weapon's whole goal in life?
It's a fairly common mindset. It was the mindset my old bear had.
Oh, this sucks. Okay.
I will kind of pole vault with Birdie's handle to kind of stand defensively in front of HEARTSCALIBER, trying to keep these people from getting to it, because god damn it, its life goal shouldn't be to do things, it should be to have a good life.
We'll move on to Raven.
I'm gonna do the exchange legends of your past with an opposing weapon. I'm gonna kind of aim towards Achles. This is basically my way of also kind of judging y'all, and the way this manifests is like, you saw it earlier with the way Raven was able to like slice through space, and before when the space kind of ripped apart, there was like a kind of starry void inside of it. But this time when the space kind of rips apart, it almost looks like a magnifying glass. It's less like there's actual substance in it and more like you're pulling apart to see like this kind of it's basically just magnifying what's on the other side, and metaphorically Raven's trying to connect with you, Achles, and get a good look at like what you want out of HEARTSCALIBER, what you want out of this situation. Why are you here?
Very forward question.
You get to monologue a story from your past that illustrates like what kind of people y'all are.
So hearing that that same mist will start pouring out again. I'm here for a bit of a different reason. I just want my bear to be able to sleep at night. The reason that I exist is to help others pass on, or to cause others to pass on. So my bear, I don't think they're meant for that specifically, but they do a very good job. And I would say that that's the exact reason I'm here. Why are you here?
And the kind of like magnifying glassy viewfinder situation happening in between both ways, and so you can kind of see into Raven's brain, quote unquote, as they say, I spent a very long time fulfilling a purpose, and then I was discarded for that purpose. I don't want other weapons to go through that. Friendship for friendship's sake is kind of my goal.
Fish, do you feel like we just built some respect for Irena and...
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, we're marking respect.
I was gonna say, you showed your past, right? Like that, it did show like a...
Yeah. Basically, it did like the full like reel of like the being abandoned and then being found and then being cared for and then coming back to consciousness.
So, and you did the same for me when you showed...
Yeah.
So...
That is assuming that you want to share.
No, this is perfect actually, because if I'm okay with giving a quick little visual.
Always.
Yes.
When yours showed, I would say that it almost looked like a completely mirrored image with a priest walking in holding Achles and hanging him on a wall. And it looks like somebody very important is seconds from passing away. And shortly after that happens, you watch his bear get attacked and drug out of the room, and people are screaming about, you weren't supposed to do that. They weren't supposed to die now. Why would you do this? And that bear dying, and Achles is stuck in that room for years upon years with no one coming to them until finally Irena shows up.
Now I'm like, I think I at least, I don't know about Irena, but I think I glance at HEARTSCALIBER and like have that question in my mind of who put you here? And why has it taken until now for you to be discovered? And like that sadness.
And kind of as like the images on both sides fade, the space kind of restows itself back together, and we're just kind of facing each other, and Raven has less judgment in their kind of presence. They seem significantly more sympathetic and like they empathize.
Greetings, fearless warriors of the heart. It is I, your game master Grant, and I'm here to tell you about people in the world who are good and cool, which are good and cool things to fill your life with these days. Starting with our friends over at Bad Heroes.
Hey, I'm Dre Silvertooth, and I'm a GM. You should absolutely come listen to our podcast, because I have the best heroes. They're hunting curses for the Queen of Vyre, and it's going great.
I got 5 hit points.
I have a plan.
Is it to write my eulogy?
They make really good choices.
Oh God, why did I do that?
It's all according to plan. Textbook success.
She did fall 45 feet in full armor, though.
Well,
Fine. They are bad heroes. I have 4 very bad heroes on my podcast. But they are hilarious. Come check us out at badheroescast.com or find Bad Heroes wherever you get your podcasts.
I haven't been playing my bard correctly, so now I am going to.
hold up. You mean trying to summon an electric guitar so that you can use the auxiliary cord was not doing it correctly?
Oh no, that was definitely correct.
I am an unironically huge fan of Bad Heroes, and I have been for a while. One of my favorite Pathfinder podcasts. I think Dre is one of the sharpest GMs in the biz, and just a really important podcast on top of everything else. Yes, they're extremely funny, but they're also telling queer-driven stories very beautifully and organically. Just a show that really understands friendship in a way that is special and different. Next, our homies for life over at 5 GMs in a Trench Coat.
5 GMs in a Trench Coat is back, and this time with Season 3, as GM Tanlin uses Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition for her story.
Imagine the stench of fear, of sweat, and of blood,
cold stone beneath your palm as you feel your way down an impossibly dark and endless hallway. Here there's as much fear as there is isolation, and as much hopelessness as there is violence, or at least fantasies of it.
Join Callan Omoris Caldwell, played by Adam Gonzalez, Reen Sato, played by Kim Siyuki, 2.5 Horns, played by Jesse Espinoza, and Onder Madison, played by Tanner Sherlock, as they navigate the kingdom of Mutant and the horrors that await them.
So you guys hear, like, an alarm bell, like, fucking, all the doors go, shadunk, and then you also hear, like, coming from the ceiling.
5 Gems in a Trench Coat is a TTRPG actual play podcast where 5 friends take turns weaving stories through the tabletop game of their choice each season, with new episodes out every Monday, wherever you get your podcasts.
We are in Silent Hill. It was just a joke before!
I've been singing the praises of this third 5GM season for, like, I feel like forever, but it hasn't been forever. It's only been a few months, but I feel like I've had these people for a long time, and I'm going to miss them when they're gone, which is soon! This is the perfect chance to get caught up on that season. They're fast approaching their finale, and you're definitely going to want to see what they do next. I don't know what it is, but I know I'm excited about it, because they make great shit. Alright, I will quit yapping at you and get back to yapping at you. Here's the rest of Heartbearers. Alright, we're going to keep things moving here. So Rosie and Raven, you both gained a respect during this.
Do we also get a respect?
If you feel like you gained more respect for this opponent, then yes.
Cool.
Which brings me to Achles for round 2.
Achles immediately feels like crap, because he's like, I attacked you, and the first thing you did was share your backstory with me. Before I do my move, I would like to look over at Raven. You know only one of us can have this, right?
As long as it's someone worthy, that's absolutely fine.
I can understand that. And it turns immediately, and it's just like, but you created trees, and just, I'm gonna do a signature burst towards Lemonade.
Hell yeah.
So the signature burst is, it, again, those same puzzle pieces, it expands, and it just starts slamming together in incorrect positions, like it can't find the proper way to form itself back. And you hear Achles let out this scream as the parts start grinding with each other, and then that mist turns to a green fire and just shoots directly at you. Doesn't hit you, but it circles. It kind of circles you and doesn't feel like it's there to hurt you, but to get you to stay in place.
With past magic, you can kind of negate it. Can I do something similar against a signature burst?
With a signature burst, you take 1 respect regardless, but you're channeling your legends together here, so you can fully react and tell me how you gain more respect for him as an opponent.
If what your opponent does allows you to fulfill a goal, then you get an open sync circle. If what your opponent does impedes one of your goals, you have to fill in a circle. You should be aiming for as many open circles as possible. It is pairs. Each pair has 3 goals.
Certain moves create respect points, which is what you're going to be collecting most of the time. The more open circles you have is going to determine how many dice you can roll at the end of the game, which will also add to your point totals. So there's good and bad things to points, because the more points you have, the easier it is for you to win. But if you have like more than 5 points than say the Mika team, then you're not friends with them. So
we want to have as many respect points for each other as possible, but the similar of amounts as we can.
Yeah, it's the game inside of the game. Like, I want points, but I don't want points, so I gotta like balance.
You gotta keep it even.
Okay, so in response, I'm taking the respect, and one of my words is earth. So I think, like with roots, there's just a bunch of like earth that's popping up to go over the flames, And Lemonade is going to say, like, actually, it's really cool that you know this, that, like, controlled fires are really good for forests, burning up what's on the ground and makes everything healthier. That was being a really good friend. Thank you. I mean, no, friends are dumb. Yeah, friendship.
I was recording it. Haha. Kidding. I didn't. It was recorded in my brain. But you said that.
I think that gives us a circle, because one of our goals was friendship, and Lemon says sees this as friendship.
I feel like Basil would have, like, that's like one of Basil's personal goals, and now it's yours just because you're with me.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is a team deal, which will bring me to Lemonade.
I kind of just want exchange legends with an opposing weapon. So 1 point. I'm gonna do though with Achles, since we're already doing our thing. And so, like, as like the earth comes up to smolder some of the flames, I'm talking about friendship. I start to talk about Luis. Like, you know, like we just made friends with a dragon named Luis, and it was kind of the same deal. You know, the fire and the forest, and then we just made some beautiful trees together, and then we had a campfire and made s'mores, and, you know, sometimes adventures are just being with your friends at the end of the day, knowing that you've made good decisions and good memories together. That's the truest, best adventure for me. So even if we don't get HEARTSCALIBER, I like to think that maybe the heavenly being that showed up in the sky just led us to new friends. Oh god, that's so sappy. That's gross. Ew.
Basil's crying.
That's friendship's gross. Well, so let's be friends.
Yeah, I'm so proud of you, Lemon.
I have a question. Why can't you be friends with HEARTSCALIBER?
Well, I mean, we can still be friends with HEARTSCALIBER, but I mean, like, wielding HEARTSCALIBER with us, or like taking HEARTSCALIBER with us. So we can still be friends, but like whether HEARTSCALIBER chooses to come with us or goes with one of y'all, you know, like, we made friends. And sometimes just being the friends, even if you can't travel together, just means a lot. No, oh, I'm so sappy. Oh no, I don't like this sap. I'm not a maple tree.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Trees, sap, it works.
Feel free to jump in with your turn, Basil, as your grenade gently
Basil's
leaps.
crying on their turn, basically, like so proud of Lemon. But I will take an actual turn.
Perfect.
Basil's going to ask Lemon, hey Lemon, can I like take one of your grenades, or like a few, and put a barrier?
Yeah, that's what they're there for.
Sweet. I just want to, like, you know, consent, just like, yeah.
Yeah.
And take some of them, because I want to throw them around the sword to see if we can block the vibration.
Can I point you in the direction of propose a mutually beneficial course of action? Maybe you want to pitch this plan to a fellow bearer to see how they feel about the sword being behind a wall until the fight's over.
That's a good idea. Basil's gonna turn around and have like fistfuls of grenades and looks at everyone with almost like these crazy excited like eyes. Hey guys, so I have an idea. So I'm proposing that I take all these grenades and throw them around the sword to see if it'll block vibrations so we can get to the sword. Sound good?
I open this one up to Irena and Birdie. If this pertains to either of your goals, this is something that could potentially resolve one of them. If you're amiable to that, then you both will gain a respect, and you can mark an open circle.
Unfortunately, I don't think there's a way I can finesse this to fit one of my 3 goals that I have written down here.
Okay. I'll go to Irena then.
It might be a stretch, but if I agree with you, will that make you like us?
Ooh. I mean, I think Basil already likes you guys, but yes.
I think that's a great idea. I think you should go for it, and we can get back to HEARTSCALIBER once we've decided for ourselves what to do.
When you say that, Basil's eyes have just kind of been like a dull kind of like amber color, but when that happens, her eyes just go really, really bright, like neon yellow. Okay, sounds good. And she runs with like these fistfuls of grenades and starts taking the pins out and throwing them around the sword. But not in a way that would block people from getting inside. Just more of a way to see if it'll block the vibration to be able to get to the sword somehow, to like just kind of testing the waters of this barrier.
Does that give us an open circle?
So what that's going to do, since that particular move has to do with your opponent, so Team Achles will gain a respect and they can mark an open circle since it had to do with Irena's goal.
Okay.
Yeah. Am I supposed to tell you what my goal was?
You don't have to.
Oh, okay. Well, it was make people like us.
Have them like us?
That was my negative goal, and it was only slightly negative, but my negative goal was to make people like us.
Perfect. Then you generated an open circle for that goal.
Yay, I'm just
And
gonna
not
draw.
only that, you get to draw a single line through it, which means it
true.
can't be filled in. You get to keep that open circle no matter what now.
Boom.
Yep. But with that, Irena, it'll be your turn.
As Basil uses the grenades to create those trees, Irena is going to look over at Birdie and say, so it seems you were a little bit upset when I said that I wanted to use the HEARTSCALIBER to serve its purpose. And I understand your fears about it being abandoned, and I would never do that. But I have to know, if you wouldn't use a weapon for what it was intended for, why do you want the HEARTSCALIBER? And that is me doing the 1-point banter to learn about your opponent and their goals.
Being a sword stuck in a stone cannot be very good for your metal. It deserves to be taken care of and like to be out there and see the world and have fun and enjoy everything.
So you just want the sword so you can carry it around on your adventures with you?
Well, like, so that it can go on adventures.
Right. Okay. I love that. I didn't think about that. Thank you for opening my eyes.
Loaded question. Wow. I'm just like, damn. All right, we're gonna go to you, Birdie.
All right. Also, for the record, if it doesn't want to go on adventures, at least we can, like, get some of the rest spots off. I mean, being out in the elements, it's no good. But anyway, I would like to make a declaration to attempt to immediately resolve one of my goals. Because, Raven, I think Basil and Lemonade are probably worthy, right?
They seem like they've got a pretty cool bond. So
I think they take good care of it.
I think so.
I think the other two as well, but
Do the mechanics say it has to be one? No, I don't think it does. Okay, it can be both.
So I think,
personally, and Birdie starts talking much louder, very clearly no longer just talking to Raven.
I think both of them can be okay to take HEARTSCALIBER with them if they just promise to be cool about it, right?
And my fellow bearers, are you amicable to this declaration? Do you?
So Birdie is declaring that both of you were worthy. If that lines up with either of your goals, then Birdie will gain a respect for you, and they can have an open circle. So this is up to you. Like, this is a person is saying, "Hey, it's yours if you want it." Anyone's goals line up with that?
Yeah, I would consider it because we have make friends.
We have judged you worthy, so.
Consider it as well because I have spread joy.
I love that so much.
Aww.
2 open circles, 2 points of respect for Birdie, for the bearers being like, okay.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'd be kind of surprised if either of you were just like, no, I'm not worthy. What do you mean? I don't want it.
I mean, sometimes I don't feel worthy, but something that Basil has taught me is that we are all worthy of friendship.
Raven, your turn.
what was like the end? Like, is the like sword physically accessible to like reach now? Or?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
There's like an opening between the trees to like look inside or fit through. It's kind of like super pretty. There's like the sword in the middle, and then there's like trees surrounding it, and they're growing lemons, and some of them are growing limes. It's weird, but it's there. And the sun is just like shining through the trees, and it's just gorgeous.
It's kind of a Master Sword Zelda situation. We've got a big magical sword and a beautiful forest kind of happening here.
We've created a beautiful grove, or you've created a beautiful grove.
So that's the situation of the sword. How would you like to proceed, Raven?
Okay. I think Raven's gonna talk to Birdie real quick and just be all like, they both seem equally worthy, but it'd be pretty fun to have the sword.
You want to have a race?
Yes.
Hey guys, let's have a race!
Raven, what do you do to instigate this? Do you attack? Do you talk?
I think, can I propose that this is a signature burst?
Yeah, sure. Okay. So signature burst, the tip of the blade slices through the air kind of in this circle around Birdie and Raven, and the space in between rips apart, and we fall through, except it like portals us like above, and kind of shoots us forward-ish. We're gonna attempt to Tarzan our way through these trees, and so it's basically just gonna like it's basically like Tarzaning, but like plus the added flavor of like weird little portal situations.
We are nightcrawlering, we are Tarzaning, we are pole vaulting, we are using the blade of the scythe to catch a branch and swing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we just went.
This is now a
peace.
parkour race, everybody.
Yeah. We just went peace, fell through the floor, and instead went in the vague direction of the trees.
Cool. We're gonna Bakugo this shit.
So I would like to propose that we're having fun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, for the signature burst, if team Birdie and Raven proposing a race to the sword impacts any of your goals, that'll be an open circle for you.
This might be a stretch. Would Team Lemon Lemon and Basil, would you guys immediately feel joy, like happiness from this and being like, yes, let's do this?
Basil, absolutely.
Oh yeah, yes.
Would that be considered spreading joy?
I dig it. From Raven, we're going to Achles.
So, since everyone's starting to move forward, I'm going to look at Irena and be like, hop on, and like immediately going to put what looks like a shadow underneath you of smoke, and I'm just going to lift you off the ground with your permission and just shoot us through the trees. So yeah, we're just like surfing. You're like surfing smoke around the trees, just doing like spins and stuff.
The image that I've got in my brain is like Spider-Manning with like the weird smoky projection shit like around them. Like that's kind of the image that I've got of like the two of us yeeting.
Yeah, like a mixture of like Static Shock, kind of like on his little on his the great thing. It's kind of like that, but just like a circle and then wrapping around her as it's going. So yeah, you'd be like teleporting around with smoke popping off. That'd be pretty cool. I want to use, maybe this would be shift form.
I dig it.
I would like to use it to push it forward where I see Raven teleporting a bunch and try to see if I can get them to relax and be like, hey, kind of catch up. And now that I've caught up, I'm just going to say, so have you always had that skull?
Yeah, just part of the design. They didn't do as many cool things with my handle, so they decided to put a skull on the back of my blade.
So I'm going to shift form temporarily, change one of my keywords from light to aerodynamic. And with the grenades, I imagine Basil holds them, they explode, propel them up and at an angle to up above the sword, and then we will fall down and then use grenades to soften the landing with explosions, and we will land right there in front of the grenade, or in front of HEARTSCALIBER.
Basil's gonna trip anyways, just over themselves, and then stand up and just like fix their hair and the bandolier. that was like super smooth. That was fun.
So we have everyone racing towards HEARTSCALIBER, no major adjustments to the points, but Irena, what do you do with everyone heading towards the sword?
As it seems like everyone is about to reach the sword at the same time once again, Irena is going to yell out, wait! And I'm going to use propose a mutually beneficial course of action as either a statement or a question. This is gonna, if anyone else has a goal to fill, whatever, and to fill my goal of communicate morals. Wait, before anyone touches the blade, I want to tell you why I want it. Me and Achles, we travel the world to bring people peace in their final moments. And one of the hardest parts about that is the judgment we face from people who see us and don't see peace, but instead they see death. And in my hopes and dreams, when we wield the HEARTSCALIBER, they see us coming as friends. Team Lemon, I know you want to make friends. And I can promise you that if we take this sword and do what we want with it, you will still have our friendship. And Team Raven, I know that you want to make sure that this sword never gets abandoned or left behind and is never made to do anything they don't want to do. And I can promise you that if the HEARTSCALIBER doesn't want to go with us, we won't make it. So I ask you to please consider everything the HEARTSCALIBER could do if we had it.
Basil's gonna sit down like crisscross legs on the ground in front of the Excalibur. Can I make a slight addendum by chance? Could we just take the sword for like a few minutes and show the dragon and the celestial being that like, oh, we got it.
I want to meet a dragon and a celestial being.
Yeah. And just be like, oh, look, we got it. And then they'll leave us alone. And then it can go wherever it wants to go.
I mean, to be fair, the celestial being didn't say we had to, like, specifically, if we're being, like, nitpicky, didn't say we had to, like, it just told us where it was. It didn't say we had to, like, have it.
Yeah, but I want to meet a celestial being.
All right.
I'd like to meet a celestial being.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that cool, but sure.
I would say I am being so strong by waiting and not immediately grabbing HEARTSCALIBER, as I have also, like, chosen to sat cross-legged. And, like, again, Raven is, like, 7 feet long, so, like, I am sitting cross-legged on the ground with a 7-foot-tall size just, like, stood up next to me.
Raven kind of chimes in and just, I mean, I think it'd be cool maybe to, like, do stuff together, you know, after this.
I think we are amicable
you guys
to
seem
this,
kind of cool.
this proposal.
Besides, I've heard that we can have more than one friend.
True.
Achles and I can use more friends.
Polyamorous friendship.
I believe that's just called a group of friends.
Raven pauses in confusion as they've only ever had one or less friends in their entire life.
One or less. Oh.
It's gonna be new to have
companions.
Okay, so I think we all turn and look at HEARTSCALIBER, which is literally just like 2 feet away from us at this point.
So
That's
like
me.
1, 2, 3, and we touch the sword?
We've all been slowly again reaching towards the hilt as we've been having this conversation, much like we were earlier.
Basil's gonna grab each person's hand, like one in each hand, and was like, okay, now we touch the sword.
3, 2, 1.
You are all enveloped in a bright pink reddish light here, and we're now going to resolve the conflicts Everyone has their respect points. Team Achles with 4, Team Lemonade with 5, Team Birdie with 4. So I wanted to make sure you all knew that. Your open circle situation.
So good at this.
If I'm not wrong. Yeah, just tell me how many open circles you have. So Team Achles had 4?
I think.
I believe you.
Okay.
Rosie, you had 3
Mm-hmm.
in total. And Team Lemon, if I counted right, should have 2?
Yes.
Okay. Here's what you're going to do, weapons. I want you to take as many D12s as open circles as you have. So Tech, you're going to roll... wait, that's 4 open circles plus 1. So Tech, you're going to roll 5 D12. Lemon, you're going to roll 3. And Raven, you're going to roll 3. Nope, 4. Because you have 3 open circles, right?
Mm-hmm. And we don't add these together. We get to pick which result, and we all get to talk to each other on which result because we want to be as close as possible.
Correct. So whatever number you want to take from those rolls, you're going to pick one. So just keep in mind your respect totals. Now that we've totaled your respect points, we've looked at your open circles, we've rolled the dice, Achles, what is your team's final number?
I got an 11.
Beautiful. Lemon, what is yours?
Drumroll, please. Also 11.
Oh my god. And Raven, what is your final number?
I also got 11.
Wait,
Let's
Yep, there it goes.
Yeah.
There we go.
So 11 is friendship numbers?
11 is friendship numbers. Per the definition in the game, you will all leave this battle as peers and friends.
Yes.
And with the homebrew rules I came up with for who gets HEARTSCALIBER with a 3-way tie, HEARTSCALIBER slowly lifts out of the stone and rotates around to face all of you and says,
"Beautiful champions of friendship and passion, I have seen your ways and you have found the right answer. Many people can be friends. You will have my aid simply by raising your hand and claiming HEARTSCALIBER, and I will appear in the hand of any of the 3 bearers who wish to have me."
and then it dissipates into little pink Kingdom Heartsy sparkles. And then all together, bearers, you want to yell it for me?
And my axe!
HEARTSCALIBER! It appears into all 3 of yours hand at the same time. You are peers, you are friends. How do you walk away from this battlefield?
So like in I think it's Civil War, so like there's a slow-mo of each of like the teams like doing like their action move. I feel like we're doing that to exit out of the scene.
Absolutely.
We all do the move, we do the pose, and then we freeze, we look at each other for a couple seconds, then we all kind of like, our shoulders all relax, and we're like, so, like, where are you from? Because, like, where should we, is there a good, like, can we rent a cabin together for a weekend?
Wait, should we go have a party with the dragon?
We have to go. Oh, I wonder if Luis has enough guest rooms for all of us.
Oh, he totally does.
So, wait, that thing could talk the entire time? It could have just told us it was doing that.
That is Heartbearers. Everyone, thank you so much for playing with me here today. Heartbearers, again, is by our friends over at Whimsy Machine Media. As always, you can find a link to buy the game in our episode description. Thank you to 6 of the best besties in the AP scene that I have ever seen coming together to celebrate friendship here. Tech, Taz, thank you for joining us. Taz, where can we find more of you?
So, once again, I am Taz, she, they. You can find me on socials at Reader and Rogue. And I like hopping around channels, so if you want to play a game with me, please invite me, and I would love to. But you can catch me almost every Monday playing Clover on Forging Fates on the New Age Geeks channel.
Forging Fates is so good. Tech, where can we find more of you?
As of right now, I am just about everywhere. Also, I am creating my own animation studio type thing. And I'm also doing my own YouTube for a webtoons I've been creating for about 4 years now. And I have a bunch of voice actors that have jumped on. I am also a now licensed voice actor coach. So if you are interested in things like that, or you want to be a part of a story being told, feel free to get in contact with me. I don't mind taking on new people that have been doing it for years. I love coaching, also creating my own TTRPG. So if you like horrors, or if you're a DM and you want to jump in and be like, hey, make me one of your horror leaders, and I will make an entire dimension for you to perfectly come up and scare people.
Sick.
You can find me every Sunday over on Records of the Realm, where I play Ruff, a Fractamachinku who does crazy things, and just like to have fun. So shoot me a message and I will pair up with you.
Incredible. Thank you so much, Tek. How long have you known each other, and how did you link up for this?
Tek and I are new friends. We played Call of Cthulhu together a couple of months ago and immediately connected and hit it off. And as soon as you were like, who do you want to play with? I was like, wow, I just had the best time playing with Tek. So that's my person.
I can vouch for that. The only name sent to me was, I want to play with Tek, and I was like, oh, okay, I'll go find him.
Yeah, that was probably one of the most fun tables I was at, and I was a little nervous at first because I was like, I don't know what I'm doing, but this is my first horror table. And then your character started talking, and I was like, talking to you most of the session. I got it. This is gonna be good.
Isn't that how it always goes? On and Mika, thank you so much for playing with us here today. On, where can we hear more of you?
Yeah, so again, my name is On, also known as Aundawyn, and I am a professional AP performer. This is the stuff that I do, the stuff that I love. But I'm also a director and producer over on Roll D5, ROLED5, with my lovely Lemon Mika here, where we specialize in playing indie TTRPGs with a new cast and new game almost every single week.
Mika and On, thank you for playing here today. Mika, how did you and On become friends, and where can we find more of you?
Yeah, so On and I have been friends since 2011. We both went to the same college together. They were only there for a year, and then we've always just kind of been like back of each other's minds. Every so often we go to like Comic-Con together, and then like 3 years ago, On was like, hey, I'm doing this podcast thing. Do you want to be one of the players? And then from there, we created Roll D5, which is actually one of the places you can find me on the most, ROLED5, where I too am a director-producer. We specialize in playing indie games. And yeah, if you want to play with us, come on, let's play a game together. You can also find me on seasons 1 and 2 of The Heart is a Dungeon. In season 2, I am main cast Once Happily Upon Ever, where I play La Lemon, who's a little Corvid Fae, who sometimes does things he shouldn't, in my defense, usually accidentally, or after I've had a little bit to drink and I'm feeling very spicy.
I love all the things that Mika does.
Yeah, you can also catch me consistently over on Wanderer's Haven, where we're playing for the Horde of the Dragon Queen, and I played like just a small guy named Lemon Zest, who's only part of the cult, so he can get his inheritance. And then every other Friday over on Entropy Emporium, I play Lemon Sour, who is a Warforged who is slowly learning about things like friendship and gender identity.
Thank you both for playing. A huge fan of Roll D5, our sister show, of course. And then Rosie and Fish, how did you two become friends?
We met back in kind of midway through last year because we both were recruited for a project.
June? It was early June, yeah?
I thought it was a little bit earlier because there was a lot of time between when we met and when the project actually started.
I think, yeah, early June was the first game we played together.
Yeah, that is true. So we met at the middle of last year, basically, and we're very, very quick friends. We very quickly...
I mentioned that I listened to K-pop, and Fish was like, do you want to make a Spotify blend? And I was like, sure. And then we both looked at the blend and went, we're soulmates.
It's pretty great. But yeah, I know I've genuinely enjoyed playing with Rosie as much as I have over the past year, and I'm really excited to how many times I'll be playing with Rosie this coming year.
Yeah, and where can we find you, Fish?
Well, I am
It's my show now, Grant.
I'm Fish. I'm on the interwebs as Fish Finley. I am a digital artist and live performer, and I'm also on the board for the Crit Awards. That's my main thing.
I sell prints of my art. You can find me. I'm basically on everybody else's channel. I don't do as much stuff on my own channel, but like I'm all over the internet. So just kind of like check out my link tree, and you'll find a list of all the places that I'll be when I'll be there. It's a very
big
fun
fish
time.
fan, personally. Very big fish fan.
Aw, thanks.
And Rosie, where can we find more of you?
Yes, I am Rosie. You can find me on all my social media at Rosatyrs, Rosatyrs, like Rosie and the Little Goat Folk, and you smush them together and you get Rosatyrs. I am a long-term cast member on Tabletop Tale Spinners Network, specifically Magnificence, a Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition dark fantasy podcast. I play Sage. She's a wizard and a bitch, and I love her. You can find me on past Game Master Monday episodes and also maybe some future stuff. I don't know. I'm also somebody who I don't really have my own channel, but I enjoy bouncing all over the place and showing up on other people's channels. So check out my socials. I post when stuff goes up. I like hanging out with people and doing things.
We love Rosie. We love all of you. Again, thank you for playing. I love this game a lot. Very fun and very chaotic to smash 6 of some of the best role players in the biz in the same room. If this is your first Game Master Monday episode, hi, I'm Grant. I run a bunch of one-shots over here from indie systems that you may know and love or will know and love. And we'll be back for you in another 2 weeks. We post every other Monday. As for the rest of y'all, I love you. See you in 2 weeks. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Your decision. I'm the one who was judging you. You don't get to decide.
Yeah, Birdie does.
I mean,
no, genuinely, if you feel like your friends shouldn't like you, it's not up to you. It's up to your friend. You don't get to make that decision for them.
I mean, I'm judging pretty good too.
I think I just gained some respect for you. I'm gonna write that down.
Sure, why not? We're playing fast and loose.